quick intro. You can start, Jan, on your side.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Jan Kamenisch, CTO at the DeFAI Foundation. In crypto, since longer I can remember, when it wasn't even called crypto, but it was digital cash and all of that. So I went through all of that, and now since 7 years at DeFinity, building the internet computer, where all of the world's software is going to run one day.
All right. Hi, I'm Lou Kerner. Started Crypto Mondays. We started as a meetup. We're now in more than 50 cities around the world. We started a decentralized advisory service. We're now more than 300 Web3 experts. We started a AI Web3 accelerator. We've done 2 cohorts. Now we're building a community management AI agent, decentralized. And we started the Decentralized AI Agent Alliance, now more than 70 members. For anybody who's building a decentralized AI agent, we're all running up against the same problems. Instead of solving them in silos 1,000 times, let's work together and solve them collectively.
So hi everyone, my name is Sergej Kunz. I'm co-founder of 1inch, soft engineer, soft architect. My real crypto journey began 2018 as a hacker, builder, hacker who built something on a hackathon. After 19 hackathons in 12 months, we were able to build the first version of 1inch on a hackathon in New York City and started our journey as an aggregator to improve the Web3 space.
Nice. Heavy hitters on stage already. So I want to definitely tap in a lot on the element of DeFi, as we call, for lack of a better term. Our industry is really good at making things confusing. So we are within decentralized finance plus artificial intelligence creates DeFi. So DeFi per se has been obviously the cornerstone of the industry since its inception. Finance has been the most known and most understandable use case. Why now AI makes it even more powerful? What does AI bring to the table? Is just another hype? Are we trying to jump on the bandwagon of AI taking over, so for blockchain or for our industry don't become obsolete? We're trying to fit it in, or it's fit for purpose? How do you guys see that? I'd love to start with you.
So I have seen multiple topics like people build AI agents, what help you to exchange something, for example, or exchange for you, or trade for you, or do yields, investments, rebalancing things. But I like the other sides. Crypto is used for AI, to train AI, for example, or to generate the right output for your prompts. So I recognize there are some projects who are building a marketplace where you can just create an intent similar to swap intent, what we have at 1inch, and someone execute this intent on a specific model and gives you the output, and you pay in crypto for this in form of crypto payment.
Yeah, what I'm excited about, I think we're still in the early days of DeFi, and personally, kind of other than Bancor, which was the original AMM, to a large degree, all we've really done in DeFi, we've decentralized it, which is great for some small percentage of the world, but, we have this whole new tool set where we can totally rethink how things are done. In the early days of any new industry, the very first radio shows I had were people sitting at a desk with a microphone going, hey, now we're on television, because that was all they knew was radio. And so, the question is, what can we build with these new tools in crypto? And now, obviously, with AI, it greatly expands, I think, our ability of what can be built and what will be built.
There's a lot of things to get excited about AI, obviously. Ranging from having AI run on chain to have secure AIs that you can actually trust. Because how do you know what AI does? It's not normal code to analyze. However, also in context of DeFi, what gets me most excited is if you think about what DeFi, it's not about trading it's also about trading tokens, right? But it's about sovereignty of your digital assets, and digital assets could be anything, right? It could be an application that you want to sell, a company that you have on chain, right? And if you have your entire company on chain, now you can sell your company, you can sell shares of your company with DeFi. So it's really broadens up the spectrum. And I mean, now with AI, actually everybody can do that, right? So you can enter like a simple prompts to AI to build into an application that's running completely on chain, and now you can trade ownership of that. It could be micro companies, micro dApps that really broadens the range. Really means like I think that's what this industry is all about, right? Decentralization, true ownership, sovereignty, and now like with AI, everybody can do that, and it's really gonna be switching gears dramatically.
So we're talking a lot about the infrastructure element of that, right? The way I've been seeing DeFi evolving within, let's say, this past 12 months has been into three categories, right? You got the infrastructure element of that, where, of course, you simplify on which ways developers can build, or you're making it easier for anyone that wants to build but had always the sort of like the barrier to get there. Now you're taking that barrier out, right? So you enabling more people to build within the industry. So that's an interesting use case. Then the other angle you look into that is also utility, right? So you're looking into how you can simplify the way people can interact with DeFi, right? Because I think obviously I'm a Web3 native, but if you get an average Joe down the street and try to explain then how a reward works, and you can tell better than everybody else by the business you're running, it's extremely difficult to convey the power, but also the how you get through, right? And I think maybe AI could be an interesting element of that. How do you guys see that from a adoption perspective, right? We keep always going back to this idea of mainstream adoption, the way that crypto is going to get, or the way blockchain is going to get in the hands of everyone as we take the layers, or as we peel off the layers of complexities. So I'll love to start with you, because I think that's sort of like really on your alley when it comes to how people were looking into the industry, how your company is making, the rest of the world take crypto seriously, which is a lot of what you guys have been pushing from a marketing perspective. So how are you seeing AI playing a role within that element from a customer point of view?
Did you think about the fact that if something worse happening in the world and everyone will lose the internet connection, for example, cannot like use any service anymore, that you can have actually a super brain AI agent in your pocket what will work from your device. This is a huge power from my point of view. And if you think in general, it can help onboard people, because it's like Wikipedia where you can just speak with. So you get every knowledge. What's like almost like the biggest model are very, very smart. And I personally have fear from this. So they start to run after us and hunt us. I hope we can figure it out. Anyway, it helps to onboard people. And of course, there are already tools who just can help you to interact with crypto. It's highly difficult to explain a newcomer how does it work, what means self-custody, that they have ownership, and so on and so on. So I think it helps, because like in general, to use such an agent, what can explain seamlessly what is this technology is for, and it can help to use it.
Yeah. I would say that the second company I ran was the largest social network in the world before MySpace. Was the first person called Zuckerberg and offered to buy Facebook a month after he launched. So I watched it from its beginning, and I really think that the day that social media began, and the day that Facebook really started going vertical was the day they introduced the news feed, which prior to that, if you wanted to see how something changed on a friend's profile, you had to go to their profile. Now their profile changes came to you. They totally rethought what social media was. And now we have these new set of tools, around crypto, and now with AI to rethink, not just decentralizing it, but what else can we build that could never have been built before, that people want and can use without reading a book. And as soon as we give the world that's when we go vertical.
Yeah, I guess. So at the end of the day, AI is good to make complex things easier to use for a lot of people. And also there, because if we talk about DeFi, and you have because what we have built also like an on-chain wallet, where actually the wallet is a smart contract itself. And then now you add AI agents to that run on chain. Actually, as you mentioned, if you have no interconnection, it will do the stuff for you. So you can really have like everything on chain. So it's like that will make the DeFi more accessible to people because they have these agents that they can just tell, that's what I want to do, and just do it for me. Of course, for that to happen, these things all need to be like on chain in a secure environment. But that can totally happen. But again, as I said before, because I'm most excited about like everybody can build with AI on like new systems like that. That's really probably the killer app if you want to.
Right. Yeah, I'd love to tap into that, exactly what you just said, because there's a lot of assumptions, right? And every time you are into the edge of technology, a lot of what you do is assuming how customer behavior is going to be based on what you're building. And a lot of times it proves to be the opposite, right? Oh, I built for this, they end up using for that, and now we double down on this because this is going to make more sense for them to use it, right? So we're assuming that people want to come into DeFi, and we're assuming that the barrier for them to come into it is because it's complex, right? And we're assuming that AI is going to take that layer of complexity and make it easier, more accessible for everyone. We take everything from sort of like the front end, if you will, strap that on the back, clean interface, and we get people to interact with it, right? One thing that you mentioned that I think is extremely important, especially when it comes to finance. I work with a lot of DeFi founders. I work with a lot of fintech companies, and trust is at the core of all of it, right? And I think within our industry, from a mainstream perspective, trust is still something that we haven't yet earned. So from a technical perspective, which I'd love to hear, especially your take, Jan, from your position, how do we ensure that while building this infrastructure with AI, that we can keep trust at its core, especially when it comes to financial transactions within DeFi, which is obviously a very exciting element of that, right? Not an easy question, not asking for solutions, but you know what I mean? Like, I think this is going to be a big pillar as well on which people are going to be looking from the outside in.
Yeah, totally. I mean, to me, like, the main reason to do a decentralized system is actually the trust in it, right? I mean, if you have like a traditional stack that runs on Amazon or Google, you name it, cloud, actually, you're their customer, you're their product if you want. The reason to do decentralization is actually you want to have like no single point of failure, like no single party can just turn off the switch, right? And so I think that's how you build a trustworthy system, by having replicated, no single point of failure. Once you have that, they can start build on top. And this Bitcoin showed that this works, but actually you can, what we did on the other computer, can extend it to all of compute, including, of course, AI, right? So now this runs their smart contract is immutable. I can trust it because I can also like verify like from which data was trained. So it is actually really important that we have like trustworthy system, and because our industry is like the only place that actually can find success.
Yeah, I agree. Personally, I think we do have trust. You know, what we have the trust of with 100% certainty is that the code is going to do what the code is written to do. That's what it does. You can go in and you could read the code yourself and find out. When Terra Luna was going up and to the right, I went in, read the code, understood what it did. Okay, I get it. When it imploded, CNBC called me and they said, hey, will you go on and comment about Terra Luna's implosion? I said, sure. So I go on. The very first question they asked was Terra Luna a Ponzi scheme? I said, absolutely not. I said, Terra Luna was a Ponzi strategy. A scheme is when they lie to you about what they're doing. But if you go in and you read the code, this is what it does. So you can go in, you read the code. Was their trust lost? No. Terra Luna did exactly what the code said it should do.
Right. How do you see that, Sergej?
Yeah, I think in terms of like trust, I think no one should trust. I also don't trust. I don't
trust verify.
People. Yeah, so I don't trust people personally. No one, not even my parents. So the thing is, you can just verify. Yeah, and AI can help to verify that, for example, smart contract with what you want to interact is audited by major super famous secure companies like OpenZeppelin, for example, for EVM compatible chains. consensus good auditor. So AI can help you. There are already some products, right? So who do this fraud protection. Yeah. So you can use an API if you are a builder. You can use an API to verify that if you are building a wallet, that this transaction what the user want to execute is not a fraud transaction. Yeah. So smart contracts can be verified. Smart contract can be verified. I have a friend who's building a startup for doing security audits of smart contracts, so it can get already also on this level verification. So no one needs to trust. Just look on that, verify that it's valid, makes sense, and the AI agents can really help with this.
Right. So we're looking into translating a lot of like the reading the code, because of course the mainstream or the average Joe is not going to go there and start looking into smart contract, but we're looking into how we can leverage AI to authenticate and validate that trust to make sure that you are interacting with the right thing. So that's the way you guys are looking into that. From a builder perspective, let's go a little bit more on the sort of like on the at the edge of things right now, and I would love to hear from each of you from your perspective, right? You obviously working more on the technical element of that. You have bringing builders together, and I assume as well, Sergej, you're more sort of like on the consumer-facing element of that, right? As you guys are ramping up towards the mainstream as well. What is sort of like the most exciting things that you are seeing right now, builders building, right? Give us some alpha, give us some sneak peek of like what's coming next, not necessarily connected to your specific product if you don't want to. But what should we expect? Because, of course, the last run of hype around AI agents was all about automated bots that can talk stuff on Twitter, and everybody got really excited about that, DGens especially. But we know that's very shallow, and there's not really depth behind it. So what is in your world right now that you can really point to and say, like, I think there's something hot here. I think we're going to solve real problems. And I think, people are going to be excited about what's happening.
I think AI empowered people to become creators. It doesn't matter if it's like making pictures, videos, ads. Recently, I don't know if you have seen, we published on the 1st April a video, joked around a little bit. I and Anton were working in McDonald's. So opportunities are everywhere, right? So, and sometimes you need to do what you need to do. It's really cool, and it's not that difficult. It really empowers people to do something. I'm really excited about the new products coming up. Also using cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology for, I mentioned at the beginning, to train AI. So people can earn money by tagging data. Executors who execute prompts can also get paid, and this like ensures kind of decentralized environment for the AI agents execution. I personally play around with a really cool thing. Also, I'm solving my own pain. I'm building a new segregator. I'm really annoying to hear 1 or 2 hours later when a competitor published a new feature, what we maybe don't have. So I need to be aware about that. I need to be aware about what's going on the market. Yeah, and I want maybe know some other things from completely different space. Yeah, maybe about some educational content. I don't know. And I can get it through by just writing a bot what use AI to generate this news feed for me, and so I can be up to date. I can stay up to date. And also, I had some pain in terms of like someone write bad about my person or about the company itself, and it's not right, not true. I need to know about that, and not like wait until my family come and say, hey, someone wrote about you. Is it true? It's really fascinating how it works. I tried out with the text models and also with the image models. Very fascinating what you can do right now. You can train a model with your pictures, you can generate really nice pictures of yourself, right? By using just models.
Lou, what are you seeing?
So the problem that I'm solving, I've been crypto 8 years, and for me, it's about community. And we need to solve for two things for community decentralization to really be a thing. We need to solve for token economics and governance and consensus. And I think that AI can really help with that. I think, the smartest thing I ever heard anybody say about token economics was a guy who ran token economics for Zynga. And so he ran 300 million plus token economies. I think he's the smartest guy on the planet. And, what he said, the most important thing about token economics that he learned was that nobody has any idea what the fuck is going to happen when you put something out there. You can model it, blah, 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 but until you put it out there. And he said, so you got to be able to dial it in after you put it out there. And if you only have one dial, very hard to dial it in. So you want multiple dials. And so, part of what we're building with this community management AI agent, I believe that now with AI, we can have an infinite number of dials. Everybody can have their own set of dials, and those set of dials can actually change every day based on that person, right? I think the future is bright.
Love that. Ian, what is your take? What are you excited about?
Well, I guess repeat myself a bit. What I'm really excited about, what we're going to launch. Everybody can just use AI to build apps. But I've said that now 3 times. So, there's a ton of other stuff actually that people are building on ICP. Also, like social networks in particular. Like we have like a chat protocol, and that they use another also ICP system where you do proof of unique humanity. So they use an AI to figure out like what your face is, and based on that they issue your like a credential that you're a unique human. So you can only do that once, right? And so now you're on the social network. Actually, that you're talking to real people, right? You're not talking to a chat bot.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do airdrops, same thing, right? We have other social networks like TikTok style kind of thing. These guys use AI to categorize the pictures, right? Because otherwise you have this decentralized system full of new pictures, like not good at them what to show that. So there's all of these cases where actually now people can use AI to have things fully on chain, where before you would have to have like a centralized, moderated kind of thing. Like this, you can do moderation also a bit decentralized, but it's very tough, right? Who wants to do that? So here AI also is really a game changer in these areas.
Nice. When can we expect to see that live? Soon?
Soon.
Let's go.
The face recognition of that's live since a year or so, right? But
right. But the
building
prompt to build?
Soon.
All right. Thanks, guys. We're up to our time. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time. Thanks, everyone.